Welcome to my channel Global IQ Challenge. Today I bring for you guys a geography quiz, and in this quiz you have to guess the right country on world map. Friends, please watch the video completely because the information that I am going to share in this video is neither you have read anywhere in the textbooks nor you have ever heard of it. I present some highlights to you. Like Turkey's centuries-old famous building Hagia Sophia was built in the name of which martyr? And what is the name of this mosque which is considered to be the starting point of Noah's storm, and which place is associated with the great conqueror Zulkarnain, and many more interesting information. So let's start to uncover these hidden information.
Number 1. Which country is this?
Turkey is a country that is located in two continents, that is, 97% of it is in Asia, while 3% is in Christian Europe. Turkey has 81 provinces and around 600 cities, among which the famous cities are Istanbul, Izmir, Anatolia, Bursa. Neither FSS Konya nor the capital is Ankara. If we talk about famous landmarks, this list is very, but we'll mention here few like Hagia Sophia Mosque, Blue Mosque, House of the Virgin Mary, Troy, Cappadocia's rock formations, Pamukkale's hot springs, and Mount Ararat. If we talk about the people of Turkey, they were the Oghuz Thrace nomads who migrated and settled in Anatolia in the 11th century. The chief of these nomads were Oghuz Khan, a legendary Turkic leader, born miraculously and credited with uniting Turkic tribes and leading a migration. His 12 sons are said to have founded Turkic tribes, shaping the cultural and historical identity of the Oghuz Turks. The Oghuz Turks later played a crucial role in the formation of Turkic empires, including the Seljuk Empire and the Ottoman Empire. Here I tell you brief history of the House of Virgin Mary and the Hagia Sophia. There is a house in Ephesus known as the House of the Virgin Mary, mother of Messenger Jesus, peace be upon him, which is believed by some to be the place where Mary spent her last years of life. Let's talk about Hagia Sophia Mosque, which is today the most famous and historical building in Turkey. The first wooden church was built in Constantinople in 360 AD, named after Saint Sophia. Later, in the 6th century, it was reconstructed using bricks and stones. According to Christian traditions, especially in Eastern Orthodoxy, Saint Sophia, also known as Saint Wisdom, and her daughters Faith, Hope, and Charity, were Christian martyrs during the rule of the Roman Emperor Hadrian. The emperor ordered them to worship the Roman goddess Artemis, but they refused, standing by their faith in Jesus, peace be upon him. Consequently, they faced torture and martyrdom for refusing to give up the religion. Christians firmly believed that this building will always remain in their possession. In 1453 AD, when Sultan Muhammad to conquer Constantinople, the Christian population entered this building with the belief that an angel from the sky would descend with a sword in hand if an enemy approached the pillar of Constantine, but it was not happened. Sultan said, "Today there is no accusation against you, you are all safe." On this announcement of Sultan Muhammad Fatih, many Christians embraced Islam. For 1,100 years, this building served as a Christian church. In 1453, it became a mosque, and in 1935, during Kemal Ataturk's era, it was converted into a museum. In 2020, under President Erdogan's administration, it reverted to being a mosque again.
Number 2. Which country is this?
This is Iran. Iran, officially known as the Islamic Republic of Iran, has a rich history. Formerly known as Persia, it traces its roots back to ancient Aryan tribes settling around 1,500 years before Christ. This region later became the Persian Empire. In 550 BC, it's believed Hazrat Zulkarnain, peace be upon him, influenced this area. He conquered Bab al-Fateh, freeing the Jews and ordering the reconstruction of the Temple of Sulaimani. Some historians identify him as Hazrat Zulkarnain, associated with the ruins of Takht Sulayman in Azam province. During the time of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Iran was ruled by King Khusro Parvez. The Prophet invited him to Islam through a letter carried by Hazrat Abdullah bin Huzaifa. However, the king tore up the letter out of pride. Later, during the Caliphate of Hazrat Omar, Iran came under Muslim control. Many nations and dynasties ruled the land of Iran. The Ghaznavid dynasty ruled from 977 to 1186, followed by the Khwarezmian lands until 1231. After 1231 the Mongols conquered this region. All cities in Iran have historical significance. Mashhad city is home to the shrine of Imam Ali Reza, peace be upon him. Shiraz city honors Sheikh Sadi, may Allah bless him, and Isfahan is known as half of the world, with ancient Jewish settlements of around 30,000. Tehran, the capital, is filled with beautiful historical sites like the Gulistan Palace.
Number 3. Which country is this?
This is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, also known as the birthplace of Islam, is the largest country in the Arabian Peninsula. The area of Saudi Arabia is 2 million square kilometers, and the population is 34 million. The two cities of Saudi Arabia, Mecca and Medina, are the homes of all Muslims in the world. Therefore, they are sacred and of special importance. Mecca city is famous for its Qibla, the direction of prayer, while Medina city is a symbol of the love of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When discussing Saudi Arabia, there are two distinct periods to consider. Before Islam, ignorance prevailed, with darkness everywhere, and the extreme of ignorance was evident in practices such as the burial of girls alive. After the advent of Islam, brought by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, there was enlightenment. Prophet Muhammad laid the foundation of Islam, resulting in the establishment of a grand Islamic civilization during the time of the caliphs, spreading Islam to the corners of the world. Looking back at the history of Saudi Arabia, this ancient country, where our beloved Prophet Muhammad was born and spent his entire life, holds immense importance and sacredness for Muslims worldwide. Apart from its religious significance, Saudi Arabia boasts numerous historical sites such as Jabal Luz, Madan Salah, Asur National Park, Jabal Jindal, and Najran. Saudi Arabia is a country developing rapidly, with many significant projects underway, including the Top Floating City project, the Lion City project in Neom, and the construction of the world's tallest building. These projects will be soon completed in the coming years.
Number 4. Which country is this?
Syria, the full name of which is Syrian Arab Republic. Damascus is its capital and it is an ancient human city. From the Islamic point of view, this city has special importance that it is believed that there are many graves associated with Bibi Sakina, Salma, Habiba and Kulthum, peace be upon them. Apart from this, the grave of Hazrat Bilal, R.A., and the tomb of the great conqueror, Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi, who conquered Bait al-Maqdis, are in Damascus. The mausoleum of famous philosopher and Sufi Ibn Arabi is also in the same city. If we talk about the history of Syria, in the 1st century AD this area was under the influence of the Romans, in the 3rd century this area was conquered by Alexander the Great and it was conquered in the Caliphate of Hazrat Umar in the 7th century AD. From 1516 to 192 AD, this area was part of the Ottoman Caliphate and finally in 1912, this area was captured by France. In the past, this area has been the home of the Iranian and Jewish nations. The ancient civilization of Syria is a combination of many civilizations, in which the Ashuri Babylonian saints are famous. Most of the inhabitants of Syria are Arabs, but there are also people of Albanian, Byzantine, Greek and Armenian descent. The Umayyad Mosque, also known as the Great Mosque of Damascus, has historical and religious significance. It was built in the early Islamic era during the Umayyad Caliphate. Its construction was started in 706 AD and was completed in 715 AD. It is one of the largest and oldest mosques of the world.
Number 5. Which country is this?
This is Iraq. The history of Iraq is very old, tracing back to the ancient region of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is a Greek word that means the area between two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Different groups like the Sumerians and Babylonians lived there long ago. Later, Persians, Greeks, and Muslims came along. The most golden period in this region was from 632 to 644 AD, the period of Caliphate Rashidin. Especially during the time of Caliph Harun Rashid, Baghdad was a great center of knowledge and culture. The famous Library of Baghdad, known as the center of knowledge and wisdom at that time, produced many famous personalities, including Al-Khwarizmi, Al-Kandi, Al-Tabri, and Ibn al-Hatim. The concept of 60 seconds in a minute was also given to the world by the people of ancient Babylon. Many great personalities have shrines in Iraq, such as the shrine of Hazrat Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, may Allah bless him, in Baghdad, Hazrat Zubair bin Awam, Khawaja Hassan Basri and Atwa bin Ghazwan in Basra. Similarly, Najaf is believed to have Hazrat Ali's shrine. The world's largest tomb is also in Najaf. While the tragic event of human history Karbala is also happened in Iraq. Kufa mosque is called the starting point of Noah's flood, and it is believed that Hazrat Ali was stabbed with a sword in the same mosque, with the marks of sword are still present. In 1258, the city suffered a huge disaster when the Mongols attacked, destroying Baghdad city. Islamic centers and libraries were all burnt to ashes. After that, the period of the Ottoman Caliphate began, which remained until 1932. In 1932 Iraq got independence.
Number 6. Which country is this?
Sri Lanka, known as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean, or Teardrop of India, a country which having two capitals, Colombo City as its main capital and Kotte as the parliamentary capital. The Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, LTTE, is noted for its involvement in the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi and a Sri Lankan president. Decision of operation against Tigers took place when the group tried to kill the ambassador of Pakistan in an attack. Due to the joint military operation of Sri Lanka and Pakistan, the group was completely eradicated. Ceylon was the colonial name given to Sri Lanka by the British when they ruled the island, and in 1972 the country officially changed its name to the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. The flag adopted in 1815 is still the flag of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is believed to be the first country in the world to elect a woman prime minister. Like other countries, the culture of Sri Lanka is also very diverse. People of different nationalities and ethnicities live here, in which 75% are Sinhalese, 11% are Sri Lankan Tamils, 10% are Hindus and 7% are Muslims and Christians. This small country has 18 airports, 3 airlines and a seaport, while a long railway track of 1,562 kilometers. If we talk about the famous places of Sri Lanka, 2 places which are very important is Adam Peak, which is believed that the first man of the world messenger Hazrat Adam, peace be upon him, was sent down from heaven to the earth at this place, and the footprint is also associated with him. While the second one is a thin passage in the sea that starts from the islands of Sri Lanka and goes to the island of India. This passage is called Adam Bridge. It is believed that messenger Adam took the same route from Sri Lanka to India, but in 2023 this route no longer exists as was destroyed by a terrible cyclone in 1480. Apart from this, Nawara Aliyah, which is a beautiful place and also known as the land of fairies, Line Rock, which is famous for Buddhist monasteries.
Number 7. Which country is this?
The land of Malaysia was ruled by people of different nations and religions, and that is the reason why there are still people of different religions and nations living here. And this ratio is something like that: 51% are Malaysian people, 22% are Chinese people and 12% are local people, while 7% of Indian people are also living in this country. The capital of Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur and its population is 31.8 million. The population ratio is such that 62% of the people are Muslims, 19% are Buddhists, and 9% are Christians and other religions. Malaysia gained independence from the British in 1963. A man named Abdul Rahman, who is said to belong to the royal family of Malaysia, played a very important role in the independence of the Malaysia, and hence he is also known as founder of Malaysia. After independence, Abdul Rahman was elected as the first Prime Minister of the Malaysia. 1965 was not a good year for this country because in the same year the island of Singapore separated from Malaysia and became a separate country. In 1981 Mahathir Mohamad became the second Prime Minister of the country. Mahathir Mohamad played an important role in the development of the country. Mahathir Mohamad had a big role in the development of today Malaysia as we see it. Health facilities and education in Malaysia are very standard and education facilities and health facilities are very cheap compared to other countries of the world. Famous tourist places are Petronas Twin Towers, Langkawi, Malacca, Kuala Lumpur Bird Park, Bata Caves, Taman Negara.
Number 8. Which country is this?
This is Indonesia. The land of Indonesia is very ancient. It is said that the objects found at the bottom of the sea in the island of Java show that humans lived here around 1.5 million years ago. If we talk about Islam, Islam arrived in this area through Arab traders in 13th century. Indonesia, which is called the Republic of Indonesia, is the fourth largest country in the world in terms of population. At the moment, the population of the country is 28 million and it has 5 states and 34 provinces. Indonesia is a country consisting of 17,000 islands. In these 17,000 islands, only 5,000 islands are inhabited, the remaining 12,000 islands are still uninhabited. The capital of Indonesia is Jakarta, which is the second most populated city in the world with more than 130 shopping malls and 74 museums. This country is famous for the most expensive coffee in the world. This coffee is called luwak. This most expensive coffee is actually made from coffee beans extracted from the waste of a small animal called the Asian palm civet. Indonesia is called underwater paradise because of its amazing marine life. It is part of the Coral Triangle. The culture of Indonesia is a very diverse with more than 300 groups speaking 700 languages. Most popular destinations are Bali, Borobudur, Komodo Island, Raja Ampat Island and many more.
Number 9. Which country is this?
This is Lebanon. Lebanon, which has a history of 500 years, is a country in which people of about 18 religions live. This Western Asia country has been ruled by different nations and religions at different times. It has borders with Syria and Israel. It has a population of 5.3 million and an area of 10,452 square kilometers. 95% of the people are Arabic-speaking, while the remaining 5% speak other languages. This country has a strange type of political system. This system is designed to maintain a balance between different religions and nations, and it helps a lot. According to this system, the president of the country will be from the Christian religion, while the prime minister of the country will be a Muslim, and similarly, the speaker of the parliament will be from the Shia Muslims. Lebanon is known for its popular attractions like Pigeon Rock, the Marine Lady statue in Hadi Shah, Karun Lake, and Cooch Waterfall. Baalbek, which is an ancient city with an 800-year-old history, this city has been ruled by different empires. Lebanon. The prophet Elias is associated with the Elias Cave or Mar Elias Monastery in the village of Masr el-Shuf. Lebanon economy flourishes with olive oil and gold. The country gained independence from France in 1943 and has 2 airports and 1 Port Beirut.